This was kind of lol-worthy.
Yes.
So when I was living in China, I taught a lot of universities, and what would happen is these kids would have to go. I wasn't allowed to go, but these kids would have to go to the Marxism, Leninism classes and Maoism classes.
Yeah.
And they learn about why communism is part of China's ideology, despite them following communism with Chinese or socialism with Chinese characteristics and capitalism.
Yeah.
They still have to drill in. We're still a Marxist country, right?
Yeah.
What's happening right now is actually, this is going to look like a good thing, but it's actually a bad thing.
Sure.
China's been deleting Marxism, Leninism, and Maoism from the government rule book.
Yeah,
now, outside of some of my classrooms in university, there was pictures of Stalin, Lenin, Mao, and it was shocking.
Dude, they've got pictures of that up in the police stations. Ask me how I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
Yes.
But they do. They've got massive pictures of all these, previous communist leaders.
Yes.
And it's common to see that around China. There's a whole worship of those communist leaders, and you sometimes see the banner of them all together in one picture.
It's clown world shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, in this clown world, they're now removing it. And the reason is, why do you think, if you had to hazard a guess?
Because Xi Jinping wants to be all powerful, and he wants everything to be his idea. And there can't be any foreign, come on, let's just be honest here. China's Communist Party is a knockoff of the Soviet Union, and it's a knockoff of a stupid Western idea of communism. So it's actually just not Chinese at all.
Yes.
And think about how embarrassing that must be to the Chinese Communist Party, who claim China is so powerful. China is the center of the world. Our Communist Party is Chinese and the Chinese people. But you're basing everything off of a knockoff of a Western system.
Yes.
Communism is not a Chinese system.
No.
All right? Karl Marx was not Chinese. Lenin and all those garbage people that they love so much were not Chinese and have nothing to do with China.
The moon.
Okay.
Well, he's a communist. Okay.
It's true. That's actually a good example.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's kind of a pathetic thing. It's a pathetic situation they find themselves in. So I guess what they're trying to do is brush that away and say that it's Xi Jinping thought and it's all Chinese and it's all the leader of China's idea.
Now, you watch us because we cut past the headlines here.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you what's more important here in this article is actually not the Stalinism, the Leninism, the Maoism, right?
Sure.
That's what gets the headlines. This is going to get you as an English speaker to read. When you look into this, what they're actually taking out, and the most important thing, the thing that they're prioritizing taking out is Deng Xiaoping's ideology.
Yes.
And Deng Xiaoping's ideology was we should open up China to the rest of the world because, hey, maybe this rich thing is kind of cool, right? Maybe we should play with this capitalism.
Yeah, he said, to get rich is glorious.
Yes, and he also said, hide your strength, bide your time, right?
And he also said, release the tanks on Tiananmen Square.
He also said that. He was a horrible guy.
Yes.
But there was a couple of positive things that he said. And one of them, he said, if China ever becomes a bully on the world stage, then we cut its head off, basically.
Yeah.
Right? There is a lot of problems that Xi Jinping has with Deng Xiaoping's ideology.
Because he's broken all of those things.
Broken all of them. He's state-mandated ownership of lots of capitalist enterprises, and now he's closed off China. So Deng Xiaoping is like, hey, let's open up to the rest of the world as long as it doesn't hurt our ideology too much. Xi Jinping's like, let's close off. Bye-bye, Deng Xiaoping. Let's get out of here.
Yes,
it's all about me now.
Yeah, exactly.
Xi Jinping is one of the worst leaders in modern China, or not modern China, post-communist China. And he's got nothing good that he's done. He hasn't done anything positive for the country. At least some of the other leaders had some positive attributes.
Yeah.
I can't think of really one that Xi Jinping hasn't done worse than everyone else.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's the problem, is that now he has to claim all of Chinese identity, right? Now everything about China is because of him.
Yeah.
And that's what he's trying to do. He's actually trying to fully rebrand the country. And that's why they're removing this kind of stuff.
That's right.
It's actually more authoritarian.
Yeah, exactly. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So I'll just read this to you here. It says, amendments to the party charter approved during the 20th Party Congress last October. Sorry, 2 sessions and all that. Described Xi Jinping thought as the essence of Chinese culture and the spirit of the times.
See? Perfect.
Endorsed his ideology and tasked the party's 90 million members with safeguarding his position as core leader. I mean, guys, we showed you the toilet and the chair that he sat on and the footprints and the worship of the towel that he used. It's pathetic, okay?
I'm so tired of people going like, oh, they're almost North Korea. They're already there, bro.
I mean,
toilet worship.
Let me read that again to you. Approved during this is amendments to the party charter approved during the 20th Party Congress last October described Xi Jinping's thought as the essence of Chinese culture and the spirit of the times. This one man's thought is the spirit.
The one thought.
Sorry, the essence of Chinese culture.
See?
So Chinese culture is what he thinks.
Isn't that fucked up?
It is.
It's so bad.
Chinese culture is very much nothing to do with Xi Jinping's pork thoughts.
It's so... Thank you for bringing that in.
Because he's just thinking about pork.
For sure.
You know?
It makes me feel like I'm spinning around on a Ferris wheel. That's what it makes me feel like.
Go like this. That's... Yeah. I'm sorry, but it's pathetic.
Let's go! North Korea 2.0!
It's pathetic.
Nice.
We got some protests going on in China.
In Heilongjiang. Black Dragon River up north, all the way in the north part of China, northernmost part of China. Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, what is going on?
So, you've probably been hearing a lot about the healthcare cuts and the pension cuts and insurance cuts, right? We had this starting, I believe it started all in Wuhan. And all these people rushing on the street, and these old people like, we're not getting our Social Security benefits, right? We're not getting paid. We showed proof of this. Most people weren't getting it when interviewed, right? Yeah. Or much less than they were promised by the government from the socialist government, right? I mean, it was down all the way to like some people were claiming that they were getting 80 RMB, like $10, $15 per month or something. Something ridiculous, right?
But this is about farmers and their land taxes being massive.
I'm leading up to this.
Yeah.
So you think, oh, maybe it's just, like people are just pissed off and they're going to reform their pension or something like this. Nope. This is spreading all the way to the breadbaskets in China.
Yep.
Where these people already are not getting compensated. We covered this pretty in depth last time, where these guys are pulling in $2,000 a year for the whole family.
Yeah.
And not getting stipends from the government. And it's not just in one area anymore. This is spreading all the way to the northernmost tips of China.
Sure.
Where the farmers are not getting compensation.
Yeah.
And they're getting their compensation pulled, existing compensation.
Yeah, because what's happening here is local governments are running out of money. And when we say local government, it's kind of an interesting concept, I suppose, is you got the central government in China, and then, they oversee everything. Yeah. What they say is law. They can walk in anywhere and just destroy anything and do whatever they want. But then each local government, of course, is responsible for its own area. Yeah. And so the local governments are running out of money, and the local governments are supposed to be the ones that pay the pensions and so on, right, in that area. So because they're running out of money and they don't have money, what they've done is they've now increased the tax for farmers by a significant amount. And these are people that don't have money at all. They don't have anything to spare. No. And now they have to pay more. So that's why they're getting together and protesting here. You have to understand it's a dire situation for a lot of these people.
All of the things that Mao mobilized amongst the populace and warned people against and got them riled up about are happening under Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
He's punishing the poor.
He is.
And he's now made it illegal to say you're poor.
Yeah.
So it's bad.
It's pretty bad.
There's a lot of unrest. This is stuff we never really saw that much of when we were in China.
Yeah,
it's getting so much worse. I'm not gonna get all like feminists or weird or anything like this, right? I'm gonna.
Yeah, you already are.
This guy's like, absolutely not. You can't say no to me.
Yeah.
That didn't work. So what does he do?
Goes get the Chanel bag.
Gets a Chanel bag, right? Oh, I bought you this bag.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, you don't buy people. That's not how things work. You can't buy a relationship.
No. Oh, look at this dude. Comes in.
It just comes in like waxing.
Yeah. So he has a tantrum, and he's like, I don't think chicks like that. You know what I mean? I'm totally honest. I don't think chicks like that.
You're not going to annoy them into a relationship.
Love me, love me.
When I take a breath, you fill up my life.